Hey guys, Moonwater here. In today's video, I'll be doing a guide on how to defeat Duke Fishron before doing any of the mech bosses. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so I'd appreciate it if you did. As always, timestamps will be in the description. Anyways, enjoy the video. So first, let's start off with the best gear for this fight. There aren't that many options since you are in Pre-Mech. For melee and ranged, I would recommend the Frost armor set. In the background footage, I did use adamantite armor as melee and it works fine as well. For mage, you will want to go adamantite or titanium armor, and for summoner, the obsidian armor set. If you are going melee though, I would recommend the Shadow Flame knife over the Amarok. I found that the Shadow Flame knife did just more DPS and has a more reliable range. The Amarok is useful for taking out the bubble attack though. And for summoners, I know you can go for the Cool Whip and the Blade Staff, but I just found that the Firecracker and Sanguine Staff combo just does a lot more DPS. For accessories, regardless of what class you are, I would recommend Amphibian Boots, the Shield of Cthulhu, Charm of Myths, and 2 double jumps. You can use wings, but I found that the double jumps had a much faster acceleration, making it more useful for difficult situations. You can also use the bundle of balloons, but it is pretty hard to obtain. With the extra accessory slots, you can fill them up with class-specific items. You don't have to use the ones that I showed on screen, but there are a lot of options. For buffs, you would probably want to use basic buffs like Iron Skin, Regen, and Speed Potions, as well as class-specific buffs. You can also use the Inferno Potion, which is useful for taking out the bubble attack. The Featherfall Potion is optional, but I found it pretty useful. Alright, so for the arena, I think this is definitely not the most optimal setup. I use a pretty scuffed arena, but in terms of width, you want to at least cover the whole beach biome or ocean biome. And for the actual platform height, most people usually do around 60 blocks if space in between. I only did like around 30 or something. Yeah, so I only did like 21, but it did work out for me. But if you want to go on the safer side and get faster and better results, I would definitely recommend making the arena pretty big. So the bigger the better. And also don't forget to add stuff like sunflowers, campfires, and heart lanterns. You can also add honey pools, but I didn't need to use that. And in terms of other gear, I would definitely recommend using the slime mount. This allows for fast vertical speed. When you're dodging attacks, this might come in handy because it will make you go down super fast. And don't forget to get like your other buffs like the tables, like the bewitching table, the sharpening station, and cake if you have one. Also make sure to not make your arena too wide because Fishron will get enraged if you get too far away from the ocean biome, so be sure to keep that in mind. The first phase is relatively simple. It's made up of 3 attacks. The first attack is his dash, where he tries coming at you. This attack can be pretty easy to dodge. His second attack is his bubble attack, where he shoots out a bunch of bubbles. These bubbles can be easily destroyed with piercing weapons as well as the Inferno Potion. In his third attack, he will shoot out Sharknadoes. These tornadoes will shoot out sharks and can be deadly because they will mess up your dodging. A general tip for phase 1 is to move Fishron to one side of the arena and then wait for it to shoot out the tornadoes and run back to the other side. So if you had a hard time visualizing or understanding what I just said, think of this as your character. So you want to move to one side of the arena and Fishron will naturally follow you. And when he does the tornado attack, he will spawn like the tornadoes right below him. And there is a little delay before the tornadoes fully form. So this will give you time to go all the way to the other side of your arena. And Fishron will follow you. And by then, the sharks from the tornado will probably not be able to even reach you. So you'll just want to keep dodging. Fishron dashes, and eventually he will shoot out another set of tornadoes, and you will want to go to the other side. and Fishron will follow you, and the sharks will hopefully not be able to reach you. And you just want to keep doing this over and over and over again. And that's basically all of phase 1. That's all you want to do really. And this might seem simple, it kind of is, but keep in mind, especially if you're in master mode, one mistake can really screw you up. Once Duke Fishron gets down to half health, he will go into his second stage. Like the first phase, he has 3 attacks. The first one is again a dash, but is faster than before. His second attack is again a bubble attack, but this time, Fishron flies in a quick loop, leaving bubbles behind him. His third attack is a Cthulhu Nado attack. Now the Cthulhu Nado is different from the tornadoes in stage 1. First, Fishron fires a projectile that follows the player, creating a tornado on impact. This tornado is a lot bigger and will spawn more sharks than the phase 1 tornadoes. Also, keep in mind that after he fires another tornado, it will take time for the older tornado to despawn. Not knowing this has made me mess up a bunch of times. So there are a few ways to dodge this Cthulhu Nado. One way is to stay on the higher platform, and then once the tornado spawns, just go under it. By doing this, you can dodge most of the sharks. Another way is to make sure the tornado spawns on the other side of the arena, and go to the other side just like you did in phase 1. Once Duke Fishron gets down to 15% of his health, he will go into his third phase. This is only for expert and master mode, so if you're in normal mode, you don't have to worry about this. So in stage 3, Fishron will turn invisible with his eyes glowing. His only attack will be his dash attack, but in this attack, he teleports behind the player and then dashes. His dash attack will come in this pattern. First, he charges once, then teleports. Then he charges twice and then teleports. And finally, he charges 3 times and then teleports. And then the pattern will reset. So again, he charges once, teleports, charges twice, teleports, and then charges 3 times, and then teleports. This phase can be really difficult because Duke Fishron will basically 2-shot you. So one mistake can basically cost you the whole fight. I think my best tip for this phase is to really just try out yourself in journey mode. But some helpful things to know is that dashing into the boss with the Shield of Cthulhu is an okay idea, but I wouldn't recommend it as it's too risky. Some people like to go up in the air and dodge while going down. Some people just like to jump and dash in a circle. Really, there are many ways to do this phase. I don't really know any good specific tips, and you should just try it out yourself. Alright, so that'll be it for today's guide. Duke Fishron can be very challenging, especially when fighting it with Pre-Mech gear, so don't get too discouraged if you're having a hard time with it. Like I said, I think the best way to prepare for this fight is to just practice in journey mode and learn his attack patterns. And when you finally do beat it, it feels so satisfying. Yes! 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 Finally! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I hope this video helped, and if you have any tips, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to contact me, join my Discord, link is in the description below. That will be all for today's video, and see you guys next time.